What's up, good people? I am Anitria. I am your host of The Shift. That is our new podcast where we will be talking about midlife and all the shifts that takes place in our lives and how we are maneuvering it. And so today, I have my girl Lisa Mason. She and I were friends years ago back at Freedom Christian Bible Fellowship. I mean,
Yes,
years ago. She was
years
at my
ago.
wedding and
Yes,
everything, what,
yes.
22 years
Yep.
ago?
Mm-hmm.
And we reconnected. We saw each other like a year ago at a church
At a church, yes.
and then back on Facebook. So thank y'all, Facebook.
Back on Facebook after I seen her make it at
Pistachio
cake.
that I brought
I
her
was like, I
today.
want one.
Yes. And so today, my girl Lisa, she is beautiful. One thing about her that I really appreciated through the years is her realness. You were
Yeah.
always so real and so candid. And last week when we got together, she started talking about some things that I thought would be good for us to talk about
Mm-hmm.
in our shift area.
Yes.
And so we talked about last week. You mentioned something that I never heard you say before, and that was you always wanted children.
Yes, I did.
So tell me about that.
Well, you know, everybody grows up, you want to be married and have kids. And I had a lot of siblings, sisters that they had kids. And I always wanted to, have kids. So I got pregnant. At the time I was pregnant, I wasn't married, but it was in a tube.
Okay.
And I remember when my girlfriend, she went to the doctor with me and she was like, pleading to the doctor, can't you just take it out and put it somewhere else? He was like, no, we can't do that.
Oh wow.
So, okay, I went through that where and at that time I had a sister that had a baby.
Okay.
And he was 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got pregnant again and we was pregnant at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that I couldn't keep mine because when you have a typical pregnancy, you can die from that.
Right.
So I had the surgery done and everything. And after the surgery, my doctor said, okay, your tubes, he saved both of my tubes. He said, now go have babies. And I thought that would happen, but it never did. But that was after the surgery coming home. It was very devastating because my sister she had a baby and pregnant with her second.
Right.
And I started to question God.
Right.
I said, because everybody say a baby is a gift from God. Mm-hmm. And I start feeling like, oh, I'm not worthy
of the gift.
Wow.
See, here's the thing, right? You flowed in your singleness and not being a mother so well. I never thought you even wanted kids. I thought like this was your life. Like you just listen, I got it going on. Some people just don't want children.
Never.
No,
I always wanted one. I remember when I was in undergrad, it was one. I had a professor, and we was talking about kids, and we did a semester about adolescents, kids, and she said, because you went around and asked everybody did they have kids, and she assumed that I made a decision.
We all did. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I'm your girl, and I'm guilty of
I
that
know.
because of how you wear it.
Yeah.
And so that's why it shocked me last week when you said, I always wanted kids. I was like, what you did?
I always wanted kids. And after I got pregnant, I only got pregnant one time.
Okay.
One time, and it was in a tube, and I never got pregnant again.
Wow.
Never. And it was rough.
Okay.
It was really rough because I thought I had found out that you can want kids so bad that your mind will make your body think that you're pregnant. Because there was a couple of times I thought, I was pregnant. But his thing is my cycle was late.
Right.
But it wasn't because of pregnancy. It was because I end up having what is that called? And I can never pronounce it.
Endometriosis.
Yes, I had that. But I went to the doctor. He took care of that, and I was fine. So yeah, I never made a choice not to have kids.
Okay.
And I do remember having a conversation with my mother, and she told me, she said, just because you have just because you have a baby don't make you a woman. She
So did
said,
you feel like you were less than because you couldn't have
I'm gonna
children
be
or you
honest.
didn't
I'm
have
gonna be
children?
honest with you.
Okay.
My self esteem is too powerful for that.
Like girl, can I get some? Okay.
Now, I never thought I was less than anybody.
Okay.
I just felt like I wasn't chosen to have babies. And the more and more I went on and got a little older and had
Mm-hmm.
conversation with people, and then realizing the people who did have kids around me, how much stress they was going through with their kids. But I came to terms with it.
So did you think now I'm over here, I keep looking this
Yeah,
way
yeah.
because this is my cheat sheet.
Mhm.
I got some questions I want
Okay,
to ask you.
okay.
So did you ever think that it was a punishment though?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Mm,
be honest with you.
okay.
It's something my sister said. Now we talking real on this.
Yeah, well, we
Okay.
talking real.
So
We
it
are
was,
talking real,
yeah.
y'all. Listen, this is going to be a podcast where we laugh. We may even cry
Mm,
because this is real life stuff,
yeah.
okay? And the deal is when you get to this age, and not that we are old. I'm 50, and Lisa, she
I
look.
am 64.
Yes, honey, shoulder to shoulder.
Sure, sure.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
shoulder to shoulder. Oh,
okay.
I got mine out. And so, as you get older, a lot of times because of life, you just get so busy that you handle things on your
Yeah.
own. You don't
Mm,
talk a lot to
right.
girlfriends. You
Right.
might be married or you might be
Right.
single and,
Right.
and busy and occupied
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
yourself, So this is a platform where we can be real. We can,
Yeah. Yeah.
encourage you because
Yeah.
you might be going through the same thing. And I would like to encourage you through God's
Yes.
word and and
Yes.
and the realness of a
Yes.
thing. We are two saved sisters
Mhm.
that we experience life like
Yep.
anybody else.
Real
Okay.
life.
Right.
Life be life.
Yes, it does. So tell us about why you thought it was a punishment from God.
Um, I remember hearing that when I had the surgery and they did whatever they had to do to take the baby out the tube,
Okay.
and I did hear my someone said my sister, the one that's pregnant, said if she wasn't out there doing what she was doing, because I wasn't married at the time and I got pregnant,
Okay.
she would still have her baby, and and I'm gonna tell you that put a wedge between us.
Okay.
Okay, because you got three babies and
Mm-hmm.
I got none. So you ain't out there doing nothing. So everybody that it's women out there doing whatever. Now I'm not judging anybody. And at the time, I was young,
Okay. So how old were you?
I was hmm, I might have been I might have been in my early 30s.
Oh, child. When you
Yeah.
said you was young, I'm thinking
Well,
because I had my son. Listen, I had my son when I was 19 years
oh
old.
no, yeah. I
Just look
was
at her. She said, "Oh no, judging."
no. No, but I'm saying if I could have had babies, I probably would have had
Yeah,
babies.
but it
You
wasn't.
understand?
Mine wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
Just being irresponsible and
yeah. So yeah, I did question God, and I cried a lot.
Oh, did
I cried a
you?
lot
Okay.
because, and it was that every time I seen people with babies,
Mm-hmm.
I felt that in the pit
Oh,
of my
really?
soul. Yeah, because I'm like, I would never, now, even now,
Even now
even
at
now,
64?
it's like, okay, I'm 64 with no babies. So that means no grandbabies.
Mm.
So you have to, any woman that's out there that is in the same situation that I am,
Mm-hmm.
you feel lonely because you have family members, but each family members that have their kids,
Mm-hmm.
that's that's their family, their
Yeah,
first
their
family, not just
immediate
their
family.
immediate family, not
Yes.
their sister or their brother.
Yes.
So everybody branch off
Mm-hmm.
to their immediate families,
Right.
and that leaves you by yourself.
Okay.
So yeah, it still, I still think about it.
So, do you have do you think about, like, do you have this picture in your head of what motherhood would have been like for you?
Yeah,
Like, play that out for us.
if I being who I am, and I'm gonna be honest, I always said that if I had babies, I would read to them at night,
Okay.
and I would just love on them. Um, like my mom, she was real lovable. My dad was a piece of work, but my mom was lovable.
Okay.
And it was, I just felt like if I had a daughter, I would be that mother until she get to that certain age, and we would
Hmm.
be friends.
Yes.
Because I know how I treated my nieces, you know. Um,
So now let's talk about that though. With your nieces and nephews,
I
does
spoiled them.
does that help to fill in the gap a little bit?
Yeah, when they were younger, because
Okay.
I often got them. It was like like four of them, four or five of them. I
Okay.
used to get them, I don't know, like once a month for the weekend,
Yeah.
and just spoil them, and they just loved it.
Yeah.
But then when they got older, started having kids, they was like, "Well, at least you go,
You didn't want to be that
At least
babysitter.
they're older now. No, no, that's over with." But
Right.
yeah, they did fill the void. Even now, my sister and her grandbabies, when they come around, yeah, they
Sure.
come. They with me and everything.
Okay.
But but it's still not like having your
Your
own.
own. Right.
And like the Mother Day, when Mother Day comes,
Mm-hmm.
it's really rough. It's rough.
So when Mother's Day come, naturally people just say, Happy Mother's Day, happy,
Mm,
because I do it.
mm,
I see a
mm.
woman of my age or older, and I automatically just say,
Yeah, happy
Happy
Mother.
Mother's Day.
And that's what people you always say.
What is your response to that?
Um, yeah, when I was after I had didn't have my baby, it was in the tube. Where people used to say that I used to get mad,
Okay.
and I used to say I'm not a mother.
Mm,
I said that with attitude because
right,
I meant that. I'm
right.
not a mother, and I'm not going to claim that I'm a mother. And that went on for a while, and people would be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not a mother." You can't. I mean, you can't blame people
Mhm.
for saying it because that's something they
Yeah, that's
say.
just a natural
Yeah.
thing that,
So because if they don't say it and you're a mother, oh, you're not gonna wish me a happy Mother's
right.
Day. So I think that went on for a while until I just came to terms like, okay, you're not a mother, but people don't know that. So you can't just say I'm not a mother. Just say thank you and keep it
Okay.
moving. That's
Okay.
it.
So have you gotten something that have someone said anything
Mm.
that could have been like offensive
Hmm.
or you
Yeah, it
know,
was one day.
I
It was
want
a
them to see you a
Sunday,
little more.
Mother's Day, when I was married.
Okay.
Me and my ex, we went to visit this older lady that he knows.
Hmm.
And everybody was outside. They were saying Happy Mother's Day to people. And she looked at me and she said, Happy, and cut it off and said, Oh, you're not a mother.
Ooh.
So this was when I was in my
Ooh.
50s.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. And what was your response? Like,
I just looked at her. And
okay.
my ex, he took up for me.
Okay.
He
He
was like, "That
stepped
was
in
not nice." He said something to her. I can't remember, but yeah, yeah, that's the only time somebody ever said something
like
negative,
deliberately. Yeah.
yeah, like that to me.
Now, if you okay, let's rewind the hand of time. Let's go back, right? Let's say in your you say you was pregnant in your 30s?
Yeah, I think it was my 30s.
Okay. So let's say in your 30s, right? If you can speak to your 30-year-old self
Mm.
now,
Before the pregnancy or after the pregnancy?
knowing that you would not end up with children,
Oh, okay.
what would you tell your 30-year-old self back then?
Mm. I would tell my 30-year-old self, it's not that serious. Even though you might hurt because it didn't happen, but you will find other things that will substitute or fill in. For me, I'm just a loving person.
Okay.
I just love people, and I had a lot of young people, young females that I poured into.
That was my
Yeah.
next question.
Hmm.
Like, not being able to bear children, what areas of your life that what did you use to fill that void? You just mentioned
Mm.
pouring into, did you journal? Did I know you cried out to
Yeah, I
God?
cried out to
But
God.
yeah.
I made a decision about a career,
Okay.
which was a social worker.
Oh, all
So I got
right.
my undergrad
Okay.
in human services, and then I got my master's at Temple social worker, and that helped me a lot because the even the people that I work with, the young people I
Hmm.
work with, um, I had a lot of conversations, and we talked about motherhood, even though because everybody thought you're not a mother because of who I am,
Okay.
and that I got that trait from my mother.
Right.
So I can't help for caring and
Yeah.
adoring over people,
Yes. That is you all
Yeah.
day long. Very
So
nurturing.
yeah, I should tell that story about you, but I'm not unless you want me to.
We'll say that for
Okay,
another
yeah, we'll
time,
say that for
y'all.
another time. But
So
yeah.
let me ask you, did you ever consider adopting?
You know, I wish I had, because at the time that I was growing up, I didn't know anybody that adopted any kids.
Okay.
And then once I got into my field, and that was like, mind you, only I started I started late. I worked other places, and I
Yeah.
decided to be a social worker at a later date. Like I got my undergrad when I was 50.
Hmm.
Was it 50? No. Yeah. And then I got my master's when I was 55, I think, 56.
Let me correct something. She said she was late. You're never too late.
Yeah, you're right.
Never too late.
You're
And
right.
that's one of the things, because I used to say that about certain
Hmm.
areas and times
Yeah.
of my life. We think when we get a certain age, if you would have got it at 60,
I
65,
know.
70, that's what God
That's what
allowed.
God allows.
So you are never too late. But
That is true.
continue. So you got
So, what was I talking
when
about?
you got your undergrad
Undergrad
at
and my master's, that's when I realized that I I should have adopted because I learned more about it in school
okay.
and working in the field. But then again, I'm be honest, I was thinking some of these kids you adopt, you're like, oh, I have mercy. You got to think about where they come from,
Yeah, that
their
is true.
DNA,
Yes.
and you have to make sure that you are built for
For
that because
yeah.
that with adopting them comes a lot of trauma
Yes.
that they have, and you have to make sure that you're on top of it. But
Right.
I think just working in the field, that I adopted people in
Hmm.
that way. Like a
Hmm.
lot of my families, like the field that I worked in, we instead of trying to take the kids out of the home, we gave services to the whole family. Like
Okay.
say if the mother needed substance abuse or the father is an alcoholic, we made sure they got what they needed to
Sure.
keep it together. And I became really close with the mother and the father.
Sure.
And then I don't know what it is. I think that was my gift that God gave
Yes.
me.
Yes.
That
You are the type of person that someone can just come and just pour their heart out,
yeah.
and you're going to sit and you're going to listen.
Hmm.
You're going to give what you think, you're going to give what you feel, you're going to give your
Yes.
experience,
Yes.
without judgment.
Right.
And that's why I loved you
Yeah.
so much. Yes, without judgment.
Yeah.
And you just have that motherly thing just
Yeah.
naturally
Yeah.
going on,
Hmm.
but you are so right when it comes down to adopting. For years, I wanted to adopt, not because I couldn't have, but I
Hmm.
just felt like,
The needed kids is out there that
yes. And
needed
I
it.
was like, babe, we have a house full
Hmm.
of love
Yes.
that these kids can just have. Like, we have
Mm.
an abundance of it.
Yeah.
But my husband was like, no. He
No.
said, you don't know where these children
Mm-mm.
come from. You don't know their history, their
Right.
parents'
Right.
history. He was like, and I don't want to have to find out as, and turn our house upside
Right, right.
down
And it can,
potentially.
yeah, it can
Yeah.
happen because I've had a lot of cases like that
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I replace and especially babies, you're not gonna get too many babies. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
They
So
done
they've
already
been
done
through
went
some
through their
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
And I placed a teenager at this house, and DHS didn't tell the lady everything. I said, "That's you doing a disservice."
Yes.
And I said, I talked to the lady. I said, "Listen, I already know the history of this young lady." I said, "So here's my number. If you need to call me, call me." That lady called me the next day. Come get her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to really think about it.
Right.
And I think it's easier. No, but then I'm not going to say all teenagers are like
Right.
that.
Of
No,
course
they're
not.
not.
Right.
But I wish I had adopted. I don't care. I just wish
Yeah.
somebody was like, Lisa, what do you think? I didn't have that.
Right. I got
So
you.
yeah. So
So, like now, looking back and looking over your entire life, do you feel that you have lived a fulfilled life?
I'm living,
Yes,
living. Don't act.
she's
I'm
living. She's
living.
living. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I think I did. I'm doing pretty good. I
Yes.
did pretty good.
Well, you look good. I tell you
Well,
that.
hey, what you say? But yeah, I'm at this point now where I say I'm semi-retired.
Okay.
Uh, um, and my thing is, if I want to work part time, I have that career that I can do that. Or right now, I'm just in the gym taking care of me,
Mm-hmm.
and just praying and asking
Mm-hmm.
God what is the next chapter, what
Yes.
it looks like. And I just joined Excellent Church, Seeds of Greatness. Oh my God, I love that church. As a matter of fact, my girlfriend introduced me to that church at the time. Well, she told me about the church a while ago, and we started talking again. And I ended up going when I needed to be there
Okay.
because what I was going through was I had just ended a 5-year relationship with someone,
Yeah.
and just ended a job. So everything was coming,
Shifting
yeah,
the
shifting,
shift.
yeah.
Yes.
So then
Yes.
I'm in this Jersey. I'm in this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, full basement,
Yeah.
gorgeous home,
Yeah.
and like I'm the only one in here. And it wasn't that I couldn't pay my bills because my bills was paid. Thank you, Jesus.
Right. The house was just too
Yeah,
big.
it was too big. I had to downsize, and I prayed about
Yeah.
it. And when I did, the process didn't take that long, and my
Mm-hmm.
house was only on the market for a week and a half.
Okay.
So that's when I moved back to Philly in a loft. But I
You're doing well.
I'm doing good.
Okay.
My health, I can't complain because I'm healthy.
Yeah.
You know,
So, what would you say, like, as we approach the end of our podcast, and we
mm,
so appreciate you for listening in,
yes.
but as we approach this end, what would you say to another woman or
Mm.
a couple that is in your shoes? How would you encourage them to go on with life, even though they're not able to bear children?
I would encourage them by just loving on you, loving God, and loving on you, knowing that just because you didn't have any babies, that don't make or break you, that don't
Yes.
make you less than anything. Um, and you have, I'm sure, if you have nieces and nephews, you love on them. And if you at my age, uh, they have kids, so you have great nieces and nephews
Yeah.
to love on. Or if not, just find a hobby, find something to do. You
Hmm.
know, um, get a group of people that you know that you can confide in,
Like a
and
support
a
group.
support group, yes,
Hmm.
and just travel, just enjoy you. Like last week, I went to well, I'm always going places by myself,
Yeah.
so I don't have any issue about taking me out,
Right. And loving
enjoying
on
me.
you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just live life and just continue to keep God first and make sure that everything you do, make sure He
Yes.
ordering it. Because that's
Okay.
my prayer every day. But I am praying for a mate. I want y'all to know that. I'm not, listen, I'm not over
She
here.
is single. She
Yes,
is
I'm
praying for
single
me.
and I'm not over here saying I don't need a man. I don't need one, but I would like to have one.
Yes.
But
Yes.
until then, Lisa is loving Lisa.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right. So thank you again for watching The Shift.
Yes.
And we will be back with more shifts that happens in all of our
All
lives.
of our
All
lives.
right. Have a great day. We love you.
Love you.